Hello and welcome back to Retrocore and the HOTWAV Cyber X. Let's check it out. But first of all, let's take a look at the unboxing of the Cyber X. And straight away you can see we've got one massive beast of a phone. Oh yes, just look at that. That's one beast of a phone. Now one thing I am interested to take a look at is this back screen, which has the ability to display the time and incoming notifications. Okay, so before we take a look at that, let's see what else we get in the box. So we've got a USB-C to A converter. Now the reason we have that is because we can use this phone as a battery bank and charge other devices from it. We've got a headphone dongle there, a SIM tool. We've got a fast charging power brick. Now I believe this does up to 33 watts. Let's just check that. And it is indeed a 33 watt max charger, fast charger. Good stuff. Underneath the phone we have a screensaver by the looks of it. Yes, that's a glass one. Nice. Screen wipes, instruction manual, and USB-C to USB-C cable. Alright, so let's take a look at the actual phone itself. Now we can see straight away that we have a recording indicator up here. We've got camera, the SIM card tray, and so on. In fact, let's just open it up and take a look. Oh yeah, I do like unraveling a new phone. Oh yeah, lovely. Alright. Now that is pretty nice looking. So we've got a fingerprint sensor on the side here, a power button and volume rocker. These are metal, by the way. Don't know if that's metal, let's check. Yep, this is all metal, good. Bottom is metal, cold to the touch. There we have our smart button, which we can customize to run certain apps or whatever. We can basically use that button to start anything we want. We've got our micro SD card and SIM tray there. Whole thing is metal. Got a mic input on the top, and the earpiece, and the speaker is down here. Okay, now let's power this up while we're taking a look around the phone. Yeah, it's got some juice. And on the back, oh, I do like that display there. Look at that. That's got a bit of a nice sheen to it. We have the back display, and we have 3 cameras. So taking a look at the cameras, we have a 64 megapixel main camera here, and then we've got an 8 megapixel sensor and a 0.3 megapixel. I guess that'll be used for special effects or whatever. But these are our 2 main cameras. And we have a double flash as well. Now the specs of this phone are pretty decent. It's running Android 13, and the CPU is a MTK G99. In other words, that is the MediaTek Helio G99 octa-core. This particular model has 8 GB of internal memory and 256 GB of storage. The Pro version has 12 GB of internal memory. The front camera on this is 16 megapixels, and we have a massive weight of 380 grams, and that is due to the massive battery in this thing, which is over 10,000 milliamps. Peel off this bit and take a look at the screen up close. So there, let's power that up, and yeah, that does look like a pretty decent screen on there. That looks quite nice. Alright, and we've unlocked it. Now you may be wondering why it's not gone into setup mode. Well, to be honest, I'm cheating a little bit here because I already set up the phone before actually opening it. So yeah, cheating a little bit there, sorry about that. And as you can see, we've got some games on here as well, which we'll be checking out later on. And also we're going to be checking out the camera and the video quality and so on. But first of all, let's take a look at that back screen display. So apparently you can just activate it by turning the phone around and it should come on. There we go, it's come on there. And I don't know if you can see that, but it is displaying the time. We also have a battery indicator as well. Pretty nifty, not bad at all. Now as far as ability goes for playing movies, this should be capable of playing 4K video without any issues. So let's take a look at a 4K sample. Here we go, 1440p. And is that running in 1440p now? Yes, 1440p 60. Alright, let's get a bit closer and see how that looks. And as you can see, that is looking very nice indeed. Extremely crisp, very smooth, no complaints. 1440p, 6 frames per second, looking good. And the sound is pretty loud as well, although it is mono coming from that corner speaker there. Now this phone is also meant to be waterproof, so we're going to be testing that out as well. So let's take it out and about and take some photographs with it. So here we are taking a look at some video taken with the front camera. As you can see, it is kind of juddery as I'm walking along. So the front facing camera only records in 1080p at 30 frames per second. Well, it could do lower 720p as well, but it cannot do 2K unlike the back camera. But looking at the screen here as I'm recording this, it does seem to be fairly decent quality. So let's take a look at the back camera's video and see how well that handles movement and clarity in 2K. So here we are recording with the back camera in 2K and we're walking along, and it is a little bit juddery. But let's see what it's like if we're stationary. Let's go up to the main road and take some footage of cars going past. So here's an interesting one. I want to see how this phone copes with changes in light. So here we take a look at the sunset, and then onto the grass, and back up to the sunset. Seems to handle it pretty well. So we're back in the house, and I bet you thought I'd forgotten all about the waterproof test. No, I haven't. Here we are in the bathroom, as I'm sure you can tell, and down there is a bowl full of water. Oh yes. So this is actually the second time I'm doing this, because the first time I did it, I forgot to switch on that camera there. Bloody idiot. So anyway, here we go. Second time I'm filming here on the front facing camera. I'm going to drop it into that bowl of water down there. And this will act as a test of waterproofness and shock resistant. So here we go. We'll drop it in. Ready? And in it went, and I've just completely soaked my trousers. Jesus, and my socks. And it seems to be still recording, and it's recognized my face. Okay. I mean, that seems to be going pretty well in there. I don't know how well it's picking up my voice, but yeah, looking at the screen, no problems. It seems to be very capable of filming on the water. Okay, let's just get it out of there. There we go. And yeah, it's still going. No worries whatsoever. So there you go. The Cyber phone, or the Cyber X phone, whatever it's called, is waterproof, and it survived the drop test as well. Alright, let's get back up to the studio, and I'm going to take off these wet trousers. Look at this. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'm going to take off these wet trousers and wet socks, and yeah, let's get back up to the studio. Alright. So here we are back in the studio, and let's be honest now, the video quality on this is not great, although it did a fairly decent job at taking photographs, especially that sunset photograph. That was really nice. Although I don't think there's any much reason to be using the high resolution camera, because there isn't much difference. But as far as filming on the water goes, maybe it's going to be okay, because as you saw, I dropped it into that bowl of water, no problems whatsoever. So let's start off with the gaming test with a bit of Genshin Impact, and let's see how it handles that. After we've done the gaming test, we'll take a look at some of the other features this phone has. So here we are taking a look at Genshin Impact in motion, and yeah, it seems to be fairly decent, doesn't it? So here we are taking a look at Genshin Impact in motion, and it seems to be fairly decent. It seems to be rendering the world quite smoothly. Now let's go over here. I presume that's where I've got to go. Now how do I interact with this? Do I just tap on it? Nope. As you can tell, I've never played this. No, I have no idea. Okay, let's go over here then. We're getting a little bit of stuttering as it loads in the level, but overall, not bad. That is definitely playable, and I certainly do think that you would not be disappointed playing this game at this type of quality. Alright, well let's see how... Oh, hang on. Is that some enemy? Oh, maybe we can get into a battle. Here we go, let's try this. Oh, well that didn't last long, did it? Okay, let's check out emulation on this device and see how it handles emulation. Okay, so we're going to start off the emulation with some PSP emulation and Ghostbusters. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep quiet, put the lav mic near the speaker of the phone so you get to hear what it sounds like, and we'll do a bit of a montage of some gameplay.
Full release! Now, cadet! You've got him on the run! Come on, let's go! Peter!
Nah, I've seen this one already. Know how it ends. You two have fun, though. I'll cover the elevators and escort any ladies safely to their rooms.
I've got a solid signal. Get over here and look at your PK. Baby. West Tokyo. Three, two, one.
So there we go, taking a look at the emulation this device can handle. Not too bad, better than other HOTWAV devices we've looked at in the past. GameCube, it's getting there, but it's still not perfect, still got a bit of issues. But things like Dreamcast, PlayStation, PSP, no problems whatsoever. Even Sega Saturn seems to be running better on this than other devices. But still a bit of a way to go, but we're getting there. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other features, and the first one I want to talk about is this little key on the side, the custom button. So first of all, we'll go into the options, into settings, and we'll select custom key. And as you can see, we've got a switch here to switch it on or off, so we'll switch it on. And what we'll do is we'll select an application. And what will happen is we will set this button here to open up whatever app we want. So for example, let's get it to open up DuckStation. Okay. All right. Now, if we hold the button down, we can launch a different app. So for holding the button down, let's get it to open up Chrome. All right. So there we go. That should be done. So what will happen now is if I just tap this button, it will open up DuckStation, and if I hold it down, it should open up Chrome. So let's do a bit of a tap. Yep, DuckStation has booted up. All right. Let's see if we can hold down and open up Chrome. Yes, it did. It works just fine. Other features we have on here are the typical FM radio, where you've got to connect some headphones to it. So there's no point showing you that because you won't be able to hear it. We've got a game mode, which basically just switches off the reception to the telephone, so you can't get any calls to interrupt you. Old people's mode to make things simpler. Safety mode. To lock it out from certain sites, kids mode to make sure it's child friendly, things like that. The usual stuff is in the tool bag, such as height measurement, a plumb bob, things like that. It's got protractor and things which could be useful, depends. Magnifier, which basically just magnifies the background using the camera. Fortunately, you can't scroll anything, you have to tilt the actual phone, but it does a pretty decent job. We can also take a picture of whatever we oh, there we go. We can take a look at my ugly mug as well. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Look at that. Man, do I look red on this camera? I'm not that red in real life. Wow, that is weird. And let's get back to the back camera. And we've got a flash as well, which is barely doing anything because we've got a big, massive light to the side there. Alright, so that is that. And a compass, of course. And let's see if that's working. No, it needs configuring. Oh well, we're not going to bother with that. Now, one feature that I do want to try out is the battery to another battery test. So apparently this can charge other devices by plugging them into the USB-C at the bottom. So we've got the USB-C to USB-C adapter here. So let's plug it into the bottom of the phone. I've already opened the flap because it is quite deep and it's a bit troublesome to open, so I opened that up previously. Okay, so we've got that now connected up, and what I'm going to do is connect the other end to my Pixel 7 Pro. Now I hope this doesn't blow up my phone, so keep an eye open. I'll tell you what, we'll put it onto the lock screen. That might be a better indicator of charging. Okay, we're just plugging it in, and it is charging. Yes, don't know if you can see that, but it is charging the phone. It has come up on the top screen, and we should get a little message on the bottom of the screen telling us that it is charging. Oh, at least we do when we do it wirelessly, but obviously not here. So let me just zoom in there so you can take a look at that battery charging icon. Yep, I hope you can see that coming through on the camera there, but that is charging this phone. So how about screen options? Does this phone have variable refresh rates? Well, I'm afraid not. It's just standard 60 Hz. But then again, even on my Pixel 7 Pro, I keep it at 60 Hz. Saves on battery. Anyway, we've got the usual things such as adaptive brightness. We've got a dark theme in here. We even got nice little color options here, so we can change the different tone of the colors. We've got lift to wake, which is quite a nice feature. I remember when that was a big feature on Sony's Xperia line of phones. Talking of which, I've got one over here. Look at this. Whoa! Now look at that for the blast from the past. That is a classic Sony Xperia, and this was one of the first phones of the Sony range to have lift to wake. So basically you pick it up and it will wake up the phone. Yeah, it looks like the battery is dead, long dead in this thing. Okay. We also got flash screen when you get incoming calls. Fairly nice option. But what is pretty decent is you do get to select the different types of back screen images. So let's go to the back screen here, and let's put the back screen style here. And as you can see, we can select between different clock faces and different income messages. So at the moment I got it on this style, which you can see right there. And if we turn it around, we normally have to put the phone flat, and then when you pick it up it should bright up. There you go. So we've got it on that mode at the moment. So let's change it over to this one, style 3. And as you can see, it has now changed to style 3. And if you want to go old school, put it on style 4. And as you can see now, we now have an old style clock on the back. But personally, I like this one the best. Yeah, quite nice. So that is a kind of a handy little option there. And you may be wondering what dwell speed is. Well, basically all that does is switch off certain background apps to make things faster. Small panel is one of those options where you can pull in a small panel from the side and get quick access to certain apps. As you can see here, there you go. So we've got quick access to our previous apps, and I guess you just tap to get rid of it. Yeah. Alright, so there's that. And as you can see, this is running Android 13. Here we go. Android version 13. And as to be expected with a modern phone, this does have NFC, so you can go and buy things with your NFC. So there we have it. That is the Cyber X from HOTWAV. A fairly rugged device. Definitely not going to be for everybody, but for those people that are after something with a bit of hefty weight, something with a big battery, something with a nice little screen on the back, yeah, this could be the one for you. One thing I didn't mention earlier is the camera module does have this raised section, so when you put it down on the surface, it doesn't scratch up the lenses. I do like this customizable button as well. Kinda like the colour. Shame the whole phone's not that colour. Screen wise, yeah, not bad. You're going to be able to see it in a bright sunny day. I had no problems seeing it when I was taking photographs outside. And talking about photographs, camera module, yeah, not bad for taking photos, but not the best when it comes to video, especially since the microphones on these rugged waterproof devices are usually hidden well down into the phone, basically to avoid water seeping in. Still, not too bad overall. I'm going to put a link in the video description down below if you're interested in getting one of these. And if you are, yeah, click on the link, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Until then, take it easy and keep on gaming. See ya.